Notice we also have those aging reports, which doesn't give us a whole lot more information as they do with the receivables. Remember, with the receivables, the aging report gives us an added component where we might say, hey, look, I'd like to see how outstanding they are, so that I might have to apply an allowance for doubtful accounts to track the estimate of the receivables that I think are not going to be collectible. Therefore, an aging report might be a report I can base that calculation on. But with the payables, we don't really have that because we're the ones paying off the payables. Hopefully, we're not going to be the deadbeats that aren't paying off the payable. It's just a matter of when are we going to pay them off, hopefully just simply because we're trying to save our cash flow as much as possible and the time value of money. So it's not, as useful, but you have a similar kind of layout. So if I go over here and then I go to my reports just to check it out, close up the ham boogie and scroll it down. Scroll it down. Who owes you? No. What you owe. Accounts payable aging summary. There it is. Let's open that. Accounts payable aging summary. Opening it up. And we have a similar layout to the accounts receivable aging summary, breaking out past due information. So like I say, normally we would just track this stuff internally so that we can, in our expense or vendor center and pay it off when they're due. And we're not typically going to use this form to try to determine, the likelihood that we don't pay accounts payable like we would with accounts receivable, right? We're not going to see, we don't really, it's not like it's, okay, so that's going to be that one. Let's go back to the first tab. We got the accounts receivable aging detail, the bills and applied payments. So this gives you both the bills and the payments, but it's not going to give you the balance, I don't think. So I don't see it as being all that useful. It gives you the bills and payments for a particular date range, but it doesn't give you the totals. So this information, it seems to me, from an internal standpoint, you can basically get internally. So you might imagine an auditor would want that report or something. Bill payment list for the payments, 1099, so on. Unpaid bills, which you would think would be similar to the accounts payable or the vendor detail, vendor balance detail. So that's basically the idea of it. So hopefully we have that down. So if someone asks us about it, we can explain it. So we don't have to say what I had to tell. I tried to tell my fourth grade teacher one time, which was, don't fail me again. Do not fail me again. Just like they do in Star Wars. Do not fail me again. And my teacher was like, well, I wouldn't fail you if you would circle the correct answer. You keep circling the wrong answer, and that's why you're basically failing yourself by circling the wrong answer. It's like, do not fail me again. Don't try to blame this on me. I'll circle whatever answer. You're the one doing the failing. Anyways, that's that one.